Hello everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to make Lassi and Tukh Malanga. But before I do that, let me tell you a bit about both of their histories. First, let me tell you about Lassi. Lassi is a traditional drink that originates from Punjab. The word Lassi means yogurt mixed in water in Punjabi. Yes, they made a word for this very specific drink. It's believed that the drink is over 4,000 years old, with evidence dating of it back to 1000 BC. Now, for the second drink, Tukh Malanga means basil seeds, but we call the drink Tukh Malanga because it has the seeds in it. Now, basil seeds are primarily used for their medicinal properties, but they're also used in the drink for their, taste. Now, both of these drinks are very important in South Asia because we have heat waves, and these drinks are used specifically to combat the heat. With that bit of history out of the way, let's get right into making it. We're first going to be making the lassi. Okay, so for the ingredients, you're going to need 6 cups of very chilled water. You can either freeze it and put ice chunks in it, or you can put it in the refrigerator for like 2 to 3 hours. Next, we have 4 cups of yogurt. I also suggest putting this in the fridge. And then we have 1 teaspoon of salt and 2 cups of jaggery, which is essentially like Punjabi brown sugar. Now, we use the salt because, as I said, this is to combat heat waves, and in the heat, we sweat a lot. So the salt acts as an electrolyte to refresh our salt reserves. Now, over here, this is a very traditional mixing sort of bowl. This is the traditional mixer, and we essentially twist it like this to mix it in. Now, if you don't have a traditional mixer, you can always use a blender. This works perfectly fine. However, for this video, I'm going to be making it the traditional way. So first, we are going to add our 4 cups of yogurt. Next, you add all of your water. Now, you can include your ice in there as well. Then, we add our jaggery. And finally, our salt. And now the fun part, the mixing. You can start mixing slowly as to make sure that everything doesn't like splash everywhere. And we're going to wait until this incorporates with each other. So I'm going to meet you in 10 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 8-ish minutes, and I'm going to stop stirring because you can see the froth on top, and this indicates that our lassi is finished. And another indicator that you should stop beating the yogurt is that there's no more beads of the yogurt in the water, and that the yogurt and water have fully incorporated with each other. You can see now it's one liquid. And now let's pour out a fresh glass of lassi. And there we go. A fresh glass of lassi to quench your thirst. Wow. On to the Tukh Malanga. Okay, so now for the Tukh Malanga. We're first going to be using 1 cup of jaggery. But before I tell you the other ingredients, let me just tell you quickly why we use jaggery. Jaggery is essentially cane juice. It is made from cane juice syrup, and then it is concentrated down into a sap. The sap is then molded into bars, which are then crushed into a powder, which we use as sugar. This is very healthy, and it brings a cold effect to drinks, which is why we also use it in our drinks. Next, you're going to need a bunch of ice, and now for the key ingredient, Tukh Malanga. So here is just raw Tukh Malanga, which is basil seeds, and you can see they're just, seeds, but what we do is we soak them in water, and then they puff up like this. So the reason we use these is because they're very nutritious and they have a lot of health benefits. And finally, as I said with the lassi, we're sweating a lot, we need the electrolytes, and so we use about a teaspoon of salt. So, now, for the final ingredient, the container of all of it, 3 cups of water. So, The first step, we're going to add our jaggery into the water. Then we add our Tukh Malanga, or basil seeds. We add 3 tablespoons. And finally, our salt. So now I'm going to mix this for about 2 minutes and I'll get back to you after that. So now that you see the jaggery has fully dissolved and the seeds have separated from each other, there's not enough room in this jug for the ice, so I'm going to be transferring them over to this bowl. And now we add our ice. And that is Tukh Malanga. So let's dish it out. And so this is Tukh Malanga. The jaggery taste, of course, is the main ingredient, comes out a lot here, and the seeds. They add a sort of coldness to the drink, and of course it's also very nutritious. And so, if you're ever seeing a heat wave coming up soon, make sure to add these to your drink arsenal. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.